Hi everyone, my name is Brittany. I'm a student here at ARA Boston. I'm here to discuss materials with you guys, as this might be one of your first classes you're taking with us for either bargue or figure drawing. The first thing that is most important is paper. This here is an 18 by 24 inch sketchbook. You can buy this at any art supply store or maybe even a Walmart or a Target. This is just the Blick drawing paper. I personally use Strathmore drawing paper, as that's something that I like. There's also Canson. These fit our 18 by 24 inch pieces of paper, and you will use these and also put your bargue drawings on them as well. You'll be taping everything with masking tape, so make sure to pick up one of these as well. Usually the inch width is preferable. Ideally get these at the Home Depot or a hardware store, because I feel like the adhesive is stronger than when you buy the masking tape at an art store. They tend to be a little bit weaker. That's just my preference. Another board you can get, because if you're taking both bargue and figure class, you're going to need two boards. This is a different one with staples on the, has a metal plating on the edge. It's very lightweight, and it doesn't have the clips that could definitely get in your way if you're drawing. These are definitely a little bit more expensive than the boards themselves, the clip boards. But another option, if you'd like, that I also enjoy is using foam core. Here I just have masking tape on my paper, and this is a black foam core available at Blick's or Artisan Craftsman if you're in Boston, and it's, I believe, 1/2 inch foam core. These sheets usually come about 30 inches by 40 inches, and I normally cut them in half, so then I have two sheets or two pieces from one sheet. And what's nice is that they're dark, they're black, so they don't they help you with value adjustments, and they're very lightweight, and then you can keep your drawing mounted on this and just store it that way. The first other most important thing are our pencils. Staedtler Lumograph, they're the 2B. These are not the 100 grade series. There are two different kinds. These are I think they're just a regular Mars Lumograph. There's another one that's a 100 brand or a 100 model. Those have a really thick lead and will be a lot harder to sharpen because they'll just take more time, so I recommend the thinner brand. So yes, always get 2B. It's the most flexible when it comes to value adjustments, and they're easy to sharpen. There's another video that will show you how to sharpen these. Then we have our kneaded eraser. So if no one's used a kneaded eraser before, they kind of feel like a Play-Doh. I also like the Staedtler brand for kneaded eraser, but Prismacolor also sells one as well. You'll learn your preference as you use them. These are both X-Acto blades. You can either get a heavy-duty one or a lighter weight one. What's important about these is that you can loosen and extend your blade, and these blades also are removable. You snap them off with pliers as the blade dulls over time. When you're sharpening, what's important is that you can extend your blade rather than have something really short and unable to sharpen your pencils properly. Heavy-duty ones are just nicer to hold for some people, and they might last longer. Our Mahl Stick is another important tool. This is what we use in order to balance our arms as we're drawing. You can buy these, you can buy these at a hardware store. They're usually normal dowel rods. They're about maybe $1 or $2, maybe less, depending on where you're going. This is probably only about, I don't know, maybe 30 inches long. Lightweight. Okay, then we have different skewers for measuring. So these are the tools you use in order to measure both your bar drawings and the model from life. This is a knitting needle, so you can get this probably at Target or Joann's Fabrics. Try to avoid the ones with the metallic finish because the light reflects off of them very strongly, and it might be very distracting to your eye as you're working on your drawing. There's also the bamboo skewer, which I like. Those you can probably pick up anywhere. They're very cheap and wooden, so be aware that they will bend though and potentially snap, or your ends will get really dull over time. The next tool is our plumb line. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's just a thin string with a heavy weight on the end. You can use washers, anything steel, but you want something heavy enough where it won't be swaying too far back and forth as you're holding it, because the goal is that you have a vertical measurement that stays still in order to take alignment comparisons during your drawing assignment. This thickness of the string is ideal because if you have a very thick string, it can be very distracting to seeing the clarity of what you're looking at. So it could cover lines, it could cover more of the model, and you might not be able to understand what you're looking at as well. So a thinner string is preferred, and maybe even a red one, in order for you to see your line easier. Moving on, we have our sanding blocks and sandpaper. Here are two different types of sanding blocks. This one you can buy at a Home Depot. So what happens is you take a strip of sandpaper and you kind of wedge it into a locking, two locking points on the inside and kind of wrap it around. This sandpaper is 150 grade, which it'll say on the back or on any package you buy. You can also get a little bit of a lower grade, maybe the 120. This sanding block I made myself. I just took corrugated foam core and I used spray 77 and I attached a piece of sandpaper to it. I like this because I can make it larger than the sanding block, but this you can just buy right away. This will just be a little finagling to make, but it's also pretty nice. We have our two mirrors here. The mirrors are very important. This is a black mirror and this is a regular mirror. Tape the edges, of course, so you don't cut yourself. The black mirror, we'll show you in another video how to make one of these, but these help with understanding value when you're looking either at your bargue or at the model from life. Also taped on the edges. Roughly this size, maybe 4 by 6 inches, around that is really ideal in order to see more. We also have some tracing paper when you do transfers, and we have a pair of binoculars. You can either get ARA binoculars or these are birds binoculars, so just enough so when you're looking at the model you can get a better sense of distance. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to meeting you all, and thank you.